weekend, everyone. This is Jenny from Cricklewood Crossing, and you're joining me on, I think it's Saturday the 19th. I can't believe that we're already halfway through June. It's crazy, isn't it? The time just goes so fast. And I guess it went really fast because the last couple of weeks I've had such a fun time being away, and I'll of course as you can tell at StitchCon, and I'll let you all know what happened in a second. Just a little bit of a life update. The last couple of weeks in my life have been very crazy, physically and emotionally. Those that follow me on my Instagram account, and if you want to do that, you can check the link below. It's under Cricklewood Crossing anyway. And if you follow me there, that you know that about 2 weeks ago, I think it was like on the Saturday, just as we left to go across the country to StitchCon, my father passed away. And yeah, it was a tough time, but it was probably not as harder as it was with my mother. When my mum died back in 2019, and then also my sister, it was a time that it happened all of a sudden, so it wasn't expected. So with those two, my sister and my mum, it was a lot more difficult. But with my father, we knew he was quite sick and that he was going downhill pretty fast. He got an infection and it just took over his body, and he was gone within it. When it finally hit, he was gone within a couple of days. But I was very blessed to be able to talk to him every week after my mother died back in 2019, and we'd have wonderful chats together, sometimes an hour or two, which luckily I got a great plan under my phone. Otherwise it would have cost me a fortune. But so I got to talk to him every week, and we have these great memories together. And that's what he said to me a lot of the times when we would talk. He said, you know, Jenny, we've got the memories, so always just hold tight to them. And so that's what I've done. The last couple of weeks before he started going downhill, he said to me, just go live your life, just go enjoy your life, just live it for mum and me. And so that's what I decided to do. Now, I was already booked in to go to StitchCon. I'd already paid from the previous year in 2020 when we had to cancel it because of COVID, and also because of I'd already, Barb from Keepsake had asked me if I could bring some supplies over for the trunk show. So I've been working on this for over a year, and it just seems to happen that, you know, when I go to a retreat, something drastic happens. And so in 2019, it was my mother. And so this time when I was talking to him, he says, please go and enjoy yourself. And so it made it a lot easier for me to know that he understood. And it was just a special time to talk to him. Now, I don't know if you guys know that my son, he married his wife back in the beginning of 2020, right before COVID got really bad. And so he actually, they've been separated for like 9 or 10 months. And so because the immigration closed down, and so they were deciding that when it all opened up and she got, you know, approved for it all, that they were going to move somewhere on the East Coast. And so she came over, and when they were looking around, they went for a big trip across the country as well. And when they were coming back, they got a message from the immigration office saying it was going to be another 16 months to 18 months before they could process their paperwork. And no way were they going to be separated for that long again. So straight away, my son booked a ticket to fly out on July the 4th. And so when he was decided to fly out, and he had already booked the ticket, 4 days later, they said, oh, no, it's been approved. They've had such the hardest time during this COVID period. And so they got approved for it. So, but because he'd already bought his ticket, and my father was quite ill, my whole 3 kids were very close to my parents. And so my youngest son decided he wanted to see if he could go back in time to be able to see my father before he passed away, to see his pop before he passed away. And so he booked an earlier flight and flew out on May the 21st. And now, so my husband and myself and my daughter had decided that we would drive across the country to StitchCon. They would drive me across the country with my supplies, and we left on June the 5th. Now, when at the moment, Australia is under very big quarantine period. So when you fly in, you have to do a 2-week quarantine. And so he flew in, my youngest son, and had to have all the tests and everything before he left from Los Angeles. And he flew in to Sydney. And we're lucky he did, because Melbourne had a close down, and so he would have had to be in quarantine instead of just 2 weeks, probably 4 weeks. And so he was lucky he flew into Sydney. So he was in quarantine, and what they do is the army picks all of them up in a bus. They take them to the hotel, and you cannot leave that hotel for the whole 14 days. They have a doctor or a nurse and a what do you call it? A doctor and a nurse and a policeman to check on you every single day. So the policeman just checks to make sure you're still in the hotel, and the doctor or a nurse checks to make sure you're doing okay, that you're still healthy. And so he was in there 2 weeks. He gets out on the morning of, which would have been that morning on the that we were ready to drive across on June the 5th. And he was waiting at the airport when he got the news that my father passed away. So he missed my father by and his pop by 6 hours. But the nicest thing it was that he could represent our family at the funeral, because we all couldn't go across for this one because of everything that had been happening in the country. So and so I will skip quickly and let you know what happened. Was after COVID, because we were waiting for the funeral to happen, and because of not COVID, because of a public holiday in Australia, they had to postpone the funeral until the Tuesday. So as we were driving back from StitchCon, I think we were in St. Louis, Missouri. I think it was there in Columbia, actually. I think that's when we live streamed the funeral. Now, for me and my son, we were very blessed to be one of the last 2 people to actually talk to my father before he went unconscious and into a coma. But, and so that was very special to us. And also that night when we were live streaming, my husband, my daughter, and myself in the hotel room, seeing my son at the funeral represented us was a very emotional time, but a very special time to see him to farewell his pop off. We believe that there is life after, and so it helps us knowing that my father has gone home to my mother and my sisters. So it was a hard time, but it was also a special time. And I think my dad knew that I needed to go away to StitchCon, because he knew that it would take my mind off of everything that was going on, because I probably would have been home emotional and stressing and everything, but I had an opportunity to really enjoy myself away with some lady, get to meet new stitchy friends and meet Barb and the crew at Keepsakes and Prim, Steph, and just really enjoy some time without all the worry. Of course, I was getting phone calls from family the whole time, and also just trying to organise how I could watch the funeral. But that last couple of weeks has been a pretty stressful time, but an amazing time at the same time. My dad and I have we still have, I can still say that we had a special relationship, and that he'll always be in my heart. He was such a giant, great man. So that's what's been happening in the last time in my own personal life. But I just want to let you, now we'll go on and we'll talk about what happened at StitchCon. So before I left, I ordered a couple of t-shirts. So those that might be going next time, I ordered a couple of t-shirts from the website that they have, and I ordered it at the beginning, so it got delivered to my home. And so I ordered this black one, short sleeve, but I also ordered this red long sleeve one as well. And to be honest, it was so muggy. It was so muggy in the Midwest at that time, and so I only got to wear the red one when I went on the stitchy bus, matching I guess, and then to Keepsakes. It was so muggy, and I'm not used to that. Like here in Utah, we have heat, like it was over the hundreds when we were gone, but it's a very dry heat, and that was like from where I live as well. From back in Australia, we get 120 sometimes in the summertime, but it's a very dry heat, and I wasn't used to that humidity. So I think next time I'll buy just short sleeve ones, all short sleeve ones, instead of the long sleeve one, but I can have that during the winter or the fall when I'm home here anyway. So I bought those before I left. I was working so hard right up until I had left. I was working on some last minute bags to take to the Stitch Con, and we were leaving at 6 o'clock Saturday morning, and I finished up at 4 o'clock, had a shower up until 5, and we left at 6, so I never slept all night. I was so tired. They reckon that my husband and my daughter were in the front seat and I was in the back, and they reckon I was snoring so bad because I was so tired. So I don't think I'll do that again. I think I'll be a little bit more planned. But it was a crazy time. So so up until the Saturday, we decided to leave on December 5th. We went from Utah, we went through Wyoming, and halfway through there, that's when I got my phone call that my father passed away. It was an emotional time, but a great time to be able to reflect on a lot of time when I was just sitting in the back seat. So we went through Wyoming, and then we stopped. We went through South Dakota, and we had an opportunity to go to Mount Rushmore, which was really a neat experience. I really enjoyed that. That was pretty fantastic, since I'm very patriotic, and our family's very patriotic, and to see some of the presents on Mount Rushmore. So that was really neat. And then we actually went through Iowa. If you ever go through Iowa, and I don't know if you guys know this, but we were running out of gas, and we were looking for a town with a gas station, and there was a sign that said Pella, P-E-L-L-A, in Iowa, and it said 10,000 people, and we were like, oh, surely there's got to be a gas station there. So we pulled into Pella. I said to my husband, it felt like we went through a time warp. It is, I want to retire there. It is the most prettiest place. If you have never been to Pella, stop off. I found out it was like a Dutch community. There was windmills, there was canals, there was tulip fields, there was beautiful old buildings and new buildings. And I was reading about it on the internet, and it was like up and coming consecutive, town, but it was so pretty. Oh my gosh, it was like you drive off the highway into this black hole and went through another universe. If you look at Pella on your phone on the internet, you will see what I mean. It's just beautiful. So if you get a chance to go through that part in Iowa, that was something pretty special. So then we drove through Illinois, and we stopped at Nauvoo, which is one of our church historical sites. And the only thing I purchased there was these little earrings that are representative of the stained glass in the building. And so I purchased that and a little pin, and I'll show you that in a minute. But so we stopped there for a little bit, and then we kept on driving. Now that was beautiful across the Mississippi River, like right there. Where's Mississippi? It was the Missouri. It was Mississippi River. I'm going to get used to these things. I'm not used to that in this country. But so it was so pretty just driving along there. Oh my gosh, the countryside, it was just gorgeous. So then we went down from Illinois, and we just headed down to Iowa. We stayed overnight in Daytona because the next day my husband wanted to go to the Air Force Museum. His father was in the Air Force, and my husband was very big into planes. So we spent, we stayed in Daytona, and we got up the next morning before I drove to Keepsakes to drop the supplies off. And we went to this air museum. Well, it was amazing. It was 4 huge hangars, and we got to walk on one of the president's planes. We saw the Memphis Belle. We saw, shuttles. We saw old biplanes. We saw complete modern stealth planes. Just everything. If you're very into military museums and planes, this is a fantastic place to go. And so my husband and my daughter and I really enjoyed it when we went to the museum thereafter. One of the neat ones on the outside was one of the planes that had been in Iron Man, one of the Batman movies, and a whole bunch of others. And so that was really neat. You can see that as well. So we had a really fun time there, and then we just headed to Keepsakes. Well, the closer we got to Cincinnati, out came the cicadas. They were in tune for sure. I mean, I have never ever known anything about cicadas before, but they were everywhere. And I mean, you would run over them, you would squash them in your car, like in the front of your car when you're driving. They were on the trees, and they were just everywhere, and they were just amazing creature. They hide in the ground and burrow in the ground, I think, if I got this right, and stay hidden for, like, some of them stay hidden for 17 years, and then they come out, they mate, and then they die. But I'll show you in our little passport book that we got from in our little bag at StitchCon, that Sue Hillis designed the cutest little design that I will be stitching up. It just in remembrance of it. It said, what does it say? Oops, I better not show you the picture. It said, I survived StitchCon 2021 and the Brood X. And it's a cute little cicada right there. So I'm going to stitch that up just in remembrance. And with a group of ladies, me and Diana I met a new friend called Diana, and we stayed together in the hotel, but we got to meet a new group of 10 friends, and we are now calling ourselves the Stitching Misfits. And it was just so fun to be together with a group of them and get to know all of them. And I guess they're going to get a little pin with a cicada on it, and that's going to be something that we're going to make into a needle minder for ourselves. So that was really fun. So I finally stopped off at Keepsakes, which was pretty amazing. That place is, oh my gosh, so overwhelming. There's so much stuff and so many. You walk in and you just want to stitch everything. You want to stitch everything. It's just crazy. And I was looking for some, what was it called? The Early American series. And so I thought, well, I knew that they had quite a few, so I thought I'd check later on the next day when we had a chance to go on the Stitcher bus. That's when I picked them up. But I didn't buy like a huge amount of things. There was so much stuff on the giveaway table, and like, I'm honest goodness, there was like boxes full even after we had all finished with them. And so it was just pretty amazing. So they were just saying, take whatever you want, as much as you want. And I picked up a few. I didn't pick up a whole lot. I mean, I left some for others. But I picked up a few things that I thought, yes, that I will stitch. I have so much stuff I want to stitch anyway, and some new designs. So I picked up a few, and I'll show them in a minute. But so when I went to StitchCon, I dropped my stuff off at Keepsakes, and within all the stuff that was happening and trying to leave, and with my father, I had forgot to put my Etsy shop on hold, or holiday I should say. And so I had sold a few things going across the country that I had to get out of these boxes so I could not sell them at the trunk show. So I had to quickly pull out a couple of them and put them aside, but I left the stuff with Barb. It was pretty amazing to see it all set up at the trunk show, and I know I didn't take a video of it, but I know other people have. If you want to check out some really neat trunk show videos, there was a few people that did them anyway. And so it was just really neat to see all the stuff that was sold at the trunk show, and I really enjoyed it. But so the next day, like, we went back to the hotel. We went out to eat, Diana, myself, and then we went back to the hotel. And so the next morning we got up early, and we were there pretty early. We were waiting, I think it opened at 8, and we were there, I think it opened at 8, might have opened a bit earlier. We were there an hour or so earlier, and we got to talk to this group that we became friends with, that we ended up sitting with. There was 10 of us, and I really loved meeting all of them. So there was Sheila and Carol and Mary Ellen and Gina and her husband Jim and Martha and Trisha and, I know I forgot one, Lisa. Was Lisa or Linda? I forgot. Lisa, I think it is. And we just had, and there was Diana and myself, and we just had these two tables. We were just pretty crazy, really. But we had such a fun time together, and it was amazing. And I'm grateful for the new friendships that I've made. And I got to talk and made new friends around the StitchCon in the convention centre. And so they will be very special to me throughout my time, stitching in my life. And so it was pretty special. I met some people that had previously been purchased from my shop, my little Etsy shop, and so we got talking, and it was just pretty amazing. And I'm very grateful for those that do that, that help support me in my little business. But so I made a whole bunch of new friends, and it was an amazing time. Okay, so when we first finally got a chance to go down into the convention center, we were given a little StitchCon backpack, I guess. And so you could put some things in there. So that was one of the things that we first got. And inside there was this really cool, and I didn't open it up, but because I already had some if you needed it, a StitchCon mask, face mask. So that would be neat to actually keep in remembrance of around the time. And then you all get this little StitchCon passport that you can, and inside that was really neat. There was a whole bunch of free designs in there. That was from Twin Peaks Primitives, which is a really cute little snowman. Like I said, there was a whole bunch in there, some from Lindy's Stitches and, you know, Sue Hillis and, you know, a whole bunch of stuff. And it was really neat to get them. And it came with a pen and some other things. But the things that I'm looking forward to is using got some 15% off coupons back at Keepsakes, which could be really pretty deadly. So I'll be using those soon. So this is what came in your backpack. So you got bottles of water and a whole bunch of other stuff. So that was pretty neat. So throughout a whole period of time, I participated in the Smalls Exchange, and I forgot to hold a picture. So I'll put a picture of my small exchange in the end. But if you want to know what I stitched up, check out Minnie, I should say, sorry, at all X's or crosses. Does she say all X's or crosses? I can't remember. I think it's all crosses. Minnie, and Minnie was the one that received my Smalls Exchange. I did a little red and white sampler and with StitchCon and that on the bottom, and she was really happy. So I will post some of those pictures, or you can see them on my Instagram account. Now, for me, what they asked us to do with the Smalls Exchange, you each got a little chip, either red, white and blue, and you did it at a certain time. You went and put up your bag, and then later you went to choose which one that you would like. And they told us to kind of match the wrapping or the bags or how you wrapped it in the kind of theme that you had made. And so in mine with Minnie, it was a white box with red wrapping and red and white bows and stuff like that. So I was going along, I have to tell you, and I was looking at all the different packages when I got to choose. And you know how much I'm into patriotic, and there was a little bag and it had red and blue tissue paper, red, blue and white with gold star tissue paper hanging out of it. And I kind of thought to myself, that's got to be like a patriotic. So I grabbed it, and I'm so glad I did. It was the cutest little Smalls Exchange, and it was from Winona Brewer. So Winona, I just love my little exchange. And so what she had stitched, and I'm not sure, I think this is from there's a new one out from, oh my gosh, I can't remember who they're from, but it's like on a dough bowl, and there's a whole bunch of patriotic. And I think this is what was one of them in there that she had stitched. I can't even remember who it's from. Isn't that terrible? I'm sorry. But this is what I got. And I was so happy with it because I'm such a patriotic person, and my favorite flower is a sunflower. How beautiful is that? And then I got these cute three little pins that were in it. So it's a little flag, a little star, and another little flower. And so it was absolutely adorable. And on the back, Winona stitched her name, and then she stitched StitchCon 2021. I just love it very much. I was so happy with it. So that's what I received, and she had put some little other things in the bag, so like some floss and some candy and things like that for me. So Winona, thank you very much. I just loved my small exchange. So it sits right here on my desk next to everything that I can see it every day. I'm very grateful for it. It was so cute and so fun to do. So if you get a chance to go to StitchCon in the years coming, I recommend that you do the Smalls Exchange. I know some people didn't want to because they felt like they might not been good enough, but honestly, it's just amazing thing to do. So, just maybe you might want to think about doing the Smalls Exchange if you go to StitchCon in the coming years, because it was so much fun. And I got to meet Winona, and I got to meet Minnie, and we've become good friends on Instagram. And now I hadn't even watched any of Minnie's Flosstube before, but so now I have, and so that's really exciting. So that's one of the things I got. Now, sitting around our little table, or our two tables, I should say, with our new stitchy friends, everyone was giving out little gifts to each other. And so I was very blessed to be able to get this really cute little, I don't know what you call them. where you put, you know, you can keep your floss when you're using it. And it was perfect. So, because I sat that right in front of me, and it was a perfect area to keep me kind of confined on the table. And I had my floss on there, and I had my scissors and my threader, whatever you call them. And so this was from Martha, and Martha, I just love it very much. And Martha saved the day, because I'll tell you a little bit why in a minute, but she had an extra magnifier lamp for me that we just clipped on the table, and I needed it. And so she really helped me out, and I got to stitch by mistake on 40 count linen. And so I've never done it before, so it was pretty amazing that I could actually do this, and I'll tell you the story about that in a minute. So Martha saved the day with my little what do you call it, little thread keep, I guess, and not thread keep, my little thread mat, and the lamp that she did for me. So Martha was one of the ones in the group of 10 of us. So that was one of the little things I got. I can't remember who gave this. I think this was Lisa that made these, or it might have been Gina. I can't remember who made these, but I got this little Ort container, which was so cute. Look how cute that is. You can put them in like that. And so so that was really, really cute. And people were coming around doing needle minder exchanges or other exchanges. Some people had threaders, and I had made, because I had made so many needle minders for the trunk show, I actually did a little zipper pull that had a map of Ohio on it with a little heart and in it, and people could choose. And so that's what was my little one that I was giving out to everybody. But everyone was doing a whole bunch of different things. A lot of them were needle minders, but I also got these from Diana, which I thought it was so cute. We have so much stuff that we just throw away in the garbage, but she had made some little thread drops out of cereal boxes, and she said, take as many as you want, because she had a whole bag full. So I stole all the ones that had strawberries on them. And I think this was from like a Fruit Loops or something like that box. I think it was Fruit Loops, something like that. And so I got like 6 or 8 of those. And so they were little tiny thread drops. So I thought that was a great idea, because I'm very much into recycling and looking after the environment. And so using up all of that stuff is a pretty neat idea, really. So I grabbed them from Diana. So I had these in my little pouch. I can't remember who from, sorry. Now I'll probably go through and I'll remember some of yours, and some that I collected from, I'm sorry that I won't remember who I got it from, but I'm very grateful for the needle minders and stuff that I was given when I was away. So I got this little little flower threader, and here's one of the needle minders that I got. It says, "Go away, I'm reading." I really love that one because I'm a very big reader. And so also Carol, which was one of the ladies that was on our table, and Carol has become a good friend. She was giving out these little, this was kind of like what I did as well, but mine was a zipper pull, hers was like a little thread keep, which was really cute. She had a whole bunch of them. She had them on a stand. She was so prepared. She had them on a stand, and I picked this really cute black one. I really like the black background. So that's what I got from Carol as a giveaway. Rebel Stitcher, she was doing her little dog, and I can't remember his name either. Does it say on here? Albus, I think his name is, maybe. Let me just check. Yep. My cat's getting into my stuff. So yeah, her dog Albus, which is really cute. So I got that needle minder from her. No, you don't. You get out from there, little rabbit. I've got this little piece of Hershey's chocolate. It was made into a needle binder. It was not a real chocolate, but it was molded to look like a piece of Hershey's chocolate. And I guess, and I'm not quite sure, that the Hershey factory is there in Ohio. So I got that one. I got this really cute one from Rocio of her little dog. How cute is that? I just love that one too. And then I'm not sure which ones came on this. I think it was this one from Jackie. I got this really cute needle minder that was a little heart. I got this really cute USA one here. And I got this Pride heart that I picked up. Where's that one from? Justine. So I got that one. Right before I left, I'd made a whole bunch of bags that were Snoopy. And I really think Snoopy is adorable with Woodstock. And so I picked up this one. I mean, there was so many, and it was so much fun just to kind of be in the exchange as well. Now, I picked this one up because of our little rebel black cat. It's the closest colour of the black cat. I'm not sure who this one was from, but I just really liked him because it reminded of our Jumanji here back home. I picked up, and I'll show you another one. It was from Gazelle's Needlework, and Jennifer and I think it's Emma or Emily. I'm sorry, but I can't remember the daughter's name. And Renee, the sister, they were on a table next to us, and I got a really cute needle minder that was, oh, I got this one. She gave me a couple. I got this really cute bee, and I got a God Bless America one, and I got this really cute little acorn. So, you know, if you want to go into the needle exchange, it's a really fun thing to do as well. So there's some of the needle minders that I got. At the end, as our making take, they laid out a whole bunch on a table, and they said, just feel which one touches your heart in the stone. So it was a thread keep with a little stone, a little gem, I should say. And they're all out on the table, and they said, just go and feel which one talks to you or speaks to you. So I got this little, I think it's called an aquamarine. So I got this little blue one. I haven't made it up yet, but I think it's awfully cute, and it'll go on one of my project bags on one of my projects. So those are the things that the needle minders that I got at StitchCon. But going across the country, I kind of had this idea of picking up some little pins along the way, and getting my husband to, and he's done this for me before, is taking off the little pin things on the back, and he grinds them down with his angle grinder, and I put magnets on them. And so I picked up a pin, not in every state, because some states we couldn't find them because we were just driving through, we weren't stopping. But I picked up some pins, and I thought it was a neat idea kind of to remember our trip. So I picked up one in Wyoming. I picked this one up that I absolutely love, that'll go on a patriotic one, which is the one at Mount Rushmore. I picked up, now this one was out Mount Rushmore, but I didn't have one for Utah. But so I picked it up because I knew I was coming home anyway, but I really love that one. But I got that one at Mount Rushmore. I think it's adorable. So when I was getting the pins, I was kind of looking, if you ever want to do it, for ones that were kind of big that a nice magnet will fit on the back of them. If you look at some, you might have to get really tiny magnets. So I kind of look to see if I can find ones that had a big enough space to put a magnet on the back. I got this one in Colorado. And I got this one on the way going back. So on the way after StitchCon, my husband and my daughter, while I was at StitchCon, had gone to Tennessee to the Grand Ole Opry, and then they went up to Cedar Point to the amusement park up there. And when they picked us up, we headed to St. Louis, Missouri, because my husband had an aunt there that he hadn't seen in 43 years. So we got to go to the Gateway Arch. That was so amazing. Didn't get to go up to the top because they'd already closed for the day and we were coming in a bit later. So that Gateway Arch was amazing. And I love this pin because it was rounded and a perfect place to put a magnet on when we get a chance to do it. When we went through Illinois and went to Nauvoo, I got this one. So these earrings, and this was the ones that I got, which is called a sunstone. And I thought that would make a great needle minder to remind me of Illinois. And so then, what other ones did I get? So then the only other ones I got was when we went, because I couldn't find any in Ohio. I don't know why. But we'll pick it up another time when we go on some more trips, hopefully back to StitchCon. But when we were at the Air Force Museum, I did pick up a couple that I really, really liked. So the ones that I picked up was, I picked up the Presidential Seal. And there's a picture of my husband and myself on Instagram standing in front of that. I picked up the one that was Memphis Belle. Whoops. I picked up this really neat patriotic eagle. Now, as you can tell, like I said, some of these are smaller, so I'm going to have to find a smaller magnet to put on these, but I'll find a strong one, a super strong one, and put on that. But I really liked that eagle. And one that I really liked a lot was, as you know, my husband served in the military. He was in the Navy, and I found, now this one's going to be hard because I might have to put 2 little magnets on this one, but I found this really neat American flag and the Navy flag. And so I just wanted that to remind me of my husband's time in the military. So there are all the pins that I picked up along the way on our little journey. And I wanted to do that so I can make some needle minders to remember our trip by. And my husband and I'm planning on doing some more trips across the US, and I'll pick up some more pins for that as well. While I was gone, we had a friend that looked after our little cat Jumanji, and at first he did not like him. He was hissing at him and everything. But after three days, he's probably thinking, well, they're not coming back for a while. I better be nice to him. He's feeding me. So Jumanji kind of started taking to him. But when we came home, I couldn't get him off my tail. He would follow me absolutely everywhere. Sit next to me on the couch, sit on my lap, and he was pawing me. And he was just so happy that we were home. But the only thing that came to the house when we were gone was my monthly floss fix from Fat Quarter Shop. That's a lot of F's there. And so I always say it wrong when I say floss fix. And so the colours were like all purpley colours this month. And so that's the only thing I got in the mail while I was gone. Oh, actually, no, I got some more tomato pin cushion fabric, because that's the ones that I had made, my bags I had made with that sold really fast. So I quickly ordered some more so I can do some more when I get back into working. I'm taking a little bit of time off to have a bit of a rest and recoup from everything. But anyway, so I want to show you what I purchased and some of the things, the free patterns that I got on the freebie table. Now, there was a brag table, and I didn't put anything on the brag table. I did put across in the trunk show, there was one of my Halloween witchy ones, so people could see that stitched up, and that was stitched up from a friend here in Utah. And so that was the only thing I did. But some of these things on the brag table, just absolutely amazing. And I know people have done pictures of the brag table as well, so when you look at some more StitchCon ones, you'll see them. Some of them were just fantastic. Some of Pam's and Steph's, and you get to see Pam's mane, and you got to see some people that have done on 56 count. I don't know how they do it, honestly. But so they were doing on 56 count. Some of them were just so fine. Some were doing 1/1. They were just beadings. There was one that was a beautiful, don't think it was an angel, but it was a beautiful girl. And on the bottom of the fabric, there was all these flowers that was actually on the material, and it was, the angel was underneath, and she was done in the same colors. Oh, it was just beautiful. And so check out some of the other floss tubers that have filmed the brag table, and you can see what was there. So I just want to show you some of the things that I picked up. I'll show you the things that I got from the brag table first, and then I'll show you what I purchased. So there was everything you could possibly think of. There was needle minders, there was the little 2 and 3 inch squares, there was fabric, but not huge. Oh, well, I didn't get any big huge pieces of fabric, but I got some smaller pieces that I want to try out. And there was patterns from back in the 70s right up to brand new ones of today. And so it was so much fun just going through and just looking and picking out some. I would pick out 1 or 2, and then I'd go off, and then the next day or a couple of, by the end of the day, I'd just walk past it and see another one, and I'd grab another one. There was just heaps. They just wanted us to take as many as we could. There was just so many. So some of the things that I got was just a few pieces, and some of them I don't even know what they are. I think some of these are 25 count, but just some small pieces of fabric that I'm going to try and stitch some smalls up on. So this one was pretty much the same. This one, I have to get my glasses, was Kiwi Illusions, and I think this one was from Wellington, New Zealand, hand dyed from Country Stitch, all the way from New Zealand, which was 32 count Lugana, which was a really pretty color. Look, it's even serged around the edge. It's just a small piece. I thought a really cute, primitive, patriotic would look nice on that, so I grabbed that little piece. And this little tiny piece, I think it's either 40 count or higher or lower, whatever you say. But look how tiny that is. So I'm not sure I'll do that. I will tell you why. When I'd gone to when I'd gone to Keepsakes and was looking around at some of the stuff in their shop, I wanted some fabric, and I wanted to do I'll show you now. I wanted to do a StitchCon start, and so I could remember my time there, and that was the only thing I worked on. Too much of this. Too much meeting new friends and having a great old time, and you know, the exchange and looking at the brag table and going out to lunches and dinners. And that night we would go back to the stitchy room. That was open from like 10 or 11 till 2. We would stay, I think the latest we stayed was like 1:45 or 1:15 or something like that. But you were just exhausted by the end of the day. But so what I did is I wanted to have a StitchCon start, but that was the only thing I worked on. And the only reason why is I hadn't had I brought the pattern with me, but I hadn't had a piece of fabric yet. So I had gone to Keepsakes the very first day, and I picked up this little tiny piece, because normally they're selling in bigger pieces, but I picked up this little tiny piece, and I thought it was 32 count, didn't I? Well, I get back and the ladies around the table measured it, and it was 40 count. That's why I borrowed Martha's magnifying light, because I could not see it at all. And I'm like, I have never stitched on 40 count before. And I have problems with my eyes at the best of times. I wear glasses and I have to have a magnifying glass even when I stitch on 32. Most of the time I've only stitched on 32. I don't know if I've ever stitched on 36. But I picked up this 40 piece, and I couldn't go back, and there was no smaller ones in the annex where the trunk show was. So I was like, okay, I'm just going to try this. Martha lent me her lamp, and I decided to stitch on it. Well, at first I didn't like it. At first I could not get my stitches to lay properly, and I was really struggling with it. But by the end, I have really liked it. Now I will try over a period of time different 40 counts, like the stiffness of it, and see if that makes a difference. This one was quite flimsy, but this was one of the little bags, some of the bags that will be going into my Etsy shop soon, that I never had when I went to the trunk show. I just took some of my vinyl bags. But this is the thing, I just wanted a little tiny start, a little patriotic one, and I got this one. Now I've seen this made up. I think someone had done it on Instagram and made it into a little pillow, and that was what I have intend to do. But I just really thought it was so cute with the little flowers. And it was, where I got it from, it says the designer is Piccola Pagini. I can't say, I'm sorry, but Piccola Pagini, something like that. I'll show you if I can get it up close enough. I'm terrible. Can you see that? Anyway, but if you go on Etsy and you type in cross stitch, so cross with a capital C, and then stitch with a capital S, and at the end EU capital, meaning Europe. So cross stitch Europe, that's where they are stationed. That's where they live. So it was just a PDF download, and I think I got it for like $4 and under, $3.70 I think I got it for. And I just think it was really cute. So I wanted a little piece of fabric to stitch that on. I end up mistakenly getting this 40 count and I stitched on that. That's what I stitched on. So luckily I brought a little hoop, and now in all my little these hoops that I got, these are Morgan hoops, and I found if you leave them on too long, they can leave a little stretch mark in your fabric, until I twilled with twill tape all of my inside of my hoops. I got the twill tape in a roll off of Amazon for like $5, I think it was, and it's done 2 huge hoops and the smaller hoop. So this was the fabric. If you could see, it's really, really small. It has like a green tinge to it, which I didn't care because it kind of looked not necessarily green, but more like a tea-dyed fabric. And do you want to see how much I stitched at StitchCon? Only one, because it was so hard to count for me to start with, but also I was gabbling a lot. Anyway, so this is what, this is how much I stitched at StitchCon. And this is my StitchCon start. So a bit, not huge, but a bit. But I was quite happy with what I could, try out this 40 count. Now this is the other little needle minder I was telling you about from Wine Country Stitches, which was Jennifer, Renee, and her daughter gave me this little patriotic one, which I love very much as well. So there's my StitchCon start, and came home and I can put a couple of more rows of the red in the flag since I've been home, and I'm determined to finish this, and I normally stitch on 32, but I'm determined to try some 40 on some more smalls and just see how I end up liking it. By the end, like I said at the beginning, I wasn't very happy. I don't mind showing you. I wasn't very happy with, because I started up in the blue corner here. I wasn't very happy with how my stitches were laying, but by the time I got used to it all, they were laying pretty nice. So I'm quite happy with that, and it'll make a really cute little cushion that I'm going to make into. So that was what I stitched on at StitchCon. I did put a few stitches in one of my other projects that I'm working on. I want to just stick that there. And I'll show you that in a minute. I was just show you what some of the things I picked up off the giveaway table. I have never stitched with any of these. Madeira floss. I don't know if this was a little packet was sitting there, but look, it's like green, red, gold, and white. And you know how much I love Christmas, so I'm going to try and find a little small Christmas one that I can try and use this thread just to see how I like it. I don't even know where it comes from. I'm sure you can probably get it from here. Well, it says made in England. So I don't know if you guys have ever stitched with this, Glisten Gloss 6-stranded floss made in England. It's got some numbers on it, and it's Madeira, 5 meters. I thought they were such pretty colors. That was on the giveaway table, so I snatched that one up to try on a little Christmas one. I might even try something on this with it. In a little Christmas one. So we'll see how that goes. So that was that one. And then I don't know if any of you guys have watched her first video, but Holly Freeman. Holly is now stitching Stitchy Pros, and she is the sweetest girl. And I love getting a chance to talk to Holly. Holly has just put out her first video, and now she's designed as a designer as well. And she did some really cute sunflower patterns, and she gave some away as gifts out as door prizes at during the time we were there. And she was going around, and I think you might have seen her at StitchCon, on the StitchCon website, that she was making all these really cute little Disney needle minders to give away. And she was giving one away. So this is the one that I chose as my giveaway. Let me show you this first. I love Jack. So I got myself a little Jack. Now look how cute that she did. Look, the little buttons on the back, the cute little cards they came in. Holly, these are adorable, honestly. And Holly knew how adorable I thought they were. So if you want to look under Stitching Pros or Holly Freeman on Flosstube, and I'm sure she's there on Instagram as well. Let me just check what it says on the back there. What is she under Instagram? She's Stitchy Pros under everything. So Stitchy and then P-R-O-S-E. So website, email, Flosstube, Instagram is all Stitchy Pros. And so that was my freebie that I got. And she, by the time she'd gone around and given out to nearly everyone, she still had like 2 or 3 bags left, or 2 bags left full of them. And my daughter and I are big Disney fans, and so I bought my daughter 3, and I actually, even though she was giving them around, I said, let me pay you for them, Holly. So I actually bought these ones off of Holly for my daughter. I bought 3 for my daughter. She got a Dalmatian. I can't remember the other ones I bought her, but these were the 2 that I bought for myself. So out of all the original Disney characters, one of my favorites is Donald Duck. So I bought this one off of Holly, the little Donald Duck one. And my favorite Disney movie, of all time, this was the only one that she had of this one, is Mulan. So I got Mushu. little dragon. So they're the ones that I bought from Holly, and they were absolutely beautiful. So check out Holly. I told her that she had so many left over, she needed to put them in her Etsy shop with all of her new designs. And so, so if you want some really cute Disney pins or Disney needle minders, go see Holly's shop under Stitchy Pros. Now, when we first got there and people were giving things out, some of the ones that we got to know on our 2 tables were giving away some patterns, and they said just take whatever you want out of the patterns. So some people didn't want these ones, and so I don't have them, and so I grabbed them. I thought they were really cute. I do have the spring one of this, of the Little House Needleworks Autumn's ABC, so I grabbed that one. This was not off the giveaway table. This was just on the 2 tables of friends that we made. So this one was Quaker Evening Prayer. I really like that one. And the other one I got, I couldn't believe. And now I've never done, would you believe, any hands-on designs, but I got the Year of Celebrations, all of them. So I'm going to give some hands-on design some try. So they're the 3 that I picked up off the table. That was just our group. And so these are the ones that I picked. Let me make sure they're the ones that I hadn't purchased. Okay, so these lot, there's not a lot. I mean, honest to goodness, some people had like 40 of them or something. So I picked these up. There was just so many, like I said, they just wanted us to take whatever we wanted. So these were the ones that I picked up when I went to the giveaway table. Little House Needleworks, the sampler lady. I just thought she was really cute. She came home with me. I have seen this. I think it might have been Deb from Snug Harbour Crafts was getting this one, and I got this one as well because I thought it was really cute. It reminds me of the little fairies from Disney. I couldn't think what it was called. So I picked up this one. Whenever, I don't know whenever I'll ever get this stitched, but I just thought it was really cute. If I don't, it'll go in a giveaway. I picked up a couple of bee ones. I picked up this one from Tiny Motorist, Busy as a Bee. And look how gorgeous these patterns are. There was a lot that was older as well, but there was a lot that was new as well. So the Prim Stitch series from Laurie Holt, you know that they come in a whole bunch. Well, I just happened to be lucky enough to get the patriotic one. So there was only one I think there was only one on the table. This one was the only one that was left when I was walking past. And so I picked up this little one. So I'm going to just do that one individually with the little beehive and the flag. That one's so cute. So I'm going to do that one. And then I picked up this one, which was really cute, from the Scarlet House. It's called A Sampler Grows. It says, inch by inch, row by row, X's make my sampler grow. I just thought that was really cute. So I picked up that one. Now, I don't know if there was any more of these Cricket collection ones that were on the table, because when I went past, like I said, I went past, come back, went past, come back, you know, every now and then. And when people arrived on some days, some people didn't get there until the Friday, you know, or the Saturday, and then they were here just for a couple of days or whatever. And they were putting stuff out on top of the things that were already there. So, you know, we would go back and look at everything. But I got this one, and I only collected this one from the Cricket collection because it's my birth month, April. I thought, out of everyone that could be sitting there, how could it be lucky? How lucky enough could I be that it would be my birth month of April? So that came home with me. Now, as you can tell by some of my other floss tubes from previous times, I'm a very big homespun sampler. No, let me take that back. Homespun elegance collector, and I have not everything that they've put out, but I like some of their Christmas ones, and I like they're like the Christmas stockings, and I like some of their like nativities and religious type of ones. But I was lucky enough to pick up 3 that I never had. And so I got Plain and Fancy collection by Homespun Elegance, the flag sampler. Another one right up my alley. So if you ever see any of these, you can probably find them on different shops or on eBay. Not sure. But that was one of the Homespun Elegance. Out of all the Christmas stockings and the Christmas ones I've got, I have never ever got this one. Well, I don't think. If I do, this will go on a giveaway. I just love that Santa. How cute is that? That one's Wishing Thee Merriness. And the last one I got, which I know I didn't have, was called the Nativity. Which was that one? Okay, I have got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 more or so to go. I like Told in the Garden. So there was the simple gifts. Now I'm not going to do, this is a really big long one, but I'm not going to, when I stitch it, I might stitch some of it and then the ones with the quilts down the bottom here. So this is really long, but I probably won't do all of it, but I like this little bottom section that I might stitch. Whatever I stitch up, the rest will go into giveaways here on my channel. I really liked this saying, and the little Lizzie Kate that I picked up was, be still and know that I am God. I really like that one. I picked up, can you believe, this one from the Sampler House. It was called Seasons of Flower Sampler. I actually like the whole lot of this, and it looks like it's even got some strawberries on it. Look at this one, if I can get up close enough for you. I just think that is adorable. So I really like that. Don't do a lot of in-depth things, but I'm going to give that one a try later on. And I got this one, which I thought was really cute too, from Mill Hill Antique Borders in Beads. Now all of this is done in beads, but you can do it just like regular cross stitch. But I really liked it, and I like it's got some strawberries on it too, and I really like the flowers. So all that was stitched in beads, which is something that I would probably never do in full cover like that anyway. But look at those cute strawberries in that, and I think that would make a cute little sampler in regular X's. The only, like 3 more to go. The only other one I picked up was Milady Needles. I've never heard of them. M Wood 1759 reproduction. Now, I kind of like these because of the bowls of fruit here and the trees. I'm not sure. I think that is, I'm not sure if it's a dog or a lion or whatever it is. But I might only just do up to here. And maybe leave these out. I'm not sure because I don't even know what they are. But look at the back, the original. How crazy is that? I really like that one. Who's to say? I might do the whole lot. The last 2 I got, this was a whole full kit. It was a Janelin kit. You know how much I love my Santas. And I might kind of change colours and everything in it. And it's got the, what's it got in it? It's got even weave. So I probably might even do it on the even weave, but I might tea dye it and make it a little bit more rustic. But look, it's got the floss, the even weave and everything in the whole kit. I was so super excited when I saw that. I just think that is beautiful. Oh my gosh, we were so blessed to be able to pick up all this stuff off this freebie table. Now, we know that Lavender and Lace is Nora Corbett's mother. Now, I don't normally do a lot of the Mirabilias or, you know, the lady ones, but there are some that I just think is so beautiful. And I normally stick the stitch in Lavender and Lace and that, or Nora Corbett or whatever. There's the Christmas ones, or there is a few cute witches that I really like. But this was on the table, and I wasn't going to pick it up. And I just have to say that as I was walking past, it kind of spoke to me, and I grabbed it. And I think I'm going to do it in honor of my mother and father. That's why I grabbed it. Sorry, I'm getting a bit emotional, but I just remember the feeling as I was walking past the table that it was sitting there and it was like, take me home. So I'm going to do this Lavender and Lace one day, which is from Told in a Garden. What type of angel is this one called? Angelica. So because my father passed away on the trip, and my mum and my sister have just the last year or so, I'm going to do this angel, and I am going to put their initials somewhere on this pattern in remembrance of them. So that was the last one off the freebie table. How lucky were all of us to be able to pick up some beautiful patterns like that. And there was hundreds. I would probably say hundreds, because people were picking them up in batches of 30 and 40, and there was just so many. And they were just amazing, like, you know. So there was magazines. I had picked up the latest edition of Homespun Sampler. Not Homespun Sampler. What's the new magazine? Oh my gosh, I can't even remember. You know which one I talk about, the one that's really popular. I can't even think. She is on this list somewhere. Where is it? God, now it's going to bug me if I don't say it. Okay, let's check it out on here, because it was saying that she was going to be here. Come on, I know you're yelling it all out at me. What is the new magazine that everyone loves? Tell me, tell me. Okay, what was it? The Punch, Needle and Primitive Stitcher magazine. Everyone loves it. Everyone talks about it. I am not a subscriber to it yet. I can't believe it. But every now and then when I'm at Joann's or out and I'll see one and I flip through it, there's something that I like, I'll pick up one individually. I don't necessarily get every single month. Or the latest edition was sitting on the freebie table, and there were some cute patriotic ones in there, and I was like, I'm taking that. So I bought that. I got that one as well in my off the freebie table. All right. I just thought I'd let you know, and I'll show you what is coming new to my Etsy shop. Depends on how many. I left all my stuff there for Weekend Bee people, and so I don't know what is sold within the annex. All the people that bought stuff for a weekend day of my stuff, I am so very grateful and so appreciative. It was a wonderful time, and Barb was really excited, so it made me really excited too. And also I left stuff there for Weekend Bee, so I don't know how it's going to go for probably another couple of weeks or so. But in there, I had taken these new items. I'd taken these new items that a friend of mine and myself had put together. I designed them, and he has a beautiful laser machine, and he lasered them up for me. And so I had these in little sets there at the StitchCon, and they were actually new released there, but they will, whatever comes back, if there's any left, they will go in my Etsy shop, and if not, I will be getting more to be able to put in my Etsy shop. So I designed these and made up these little, now some of these have got little like mishaps in them, and that's why I've kept these, but these were what I had made up and I'd taken. So you could buy these as a set. So these are the new floss keeps. So I designed these, and my friend lasered them. Look how he even put my Etsy shop and my logo on the back. Look how like precise that is. That is insane. And so in coming into my shop soon, he also did these little needle minders that match. So in the back of these, they've got a little magnet. So if you want to store them, you can store them like this when you're not using them, because the magnet will sit there. But we made little new needle minders to match the floss tags, and also there will be some of these that will be loosely available in my shop. So that, look how cute that is. It looks like a little candy cane around the Santa's head. And so what he done though, how cute are these to have the needles on the back? I want to show you. So he put the little tiny magnet, but look at these. These fit on the back. How cute is that? And it fits perfect on your fabric, and no marks or anything from any of the magnets. So these will be going in my Etsy shop after StitchCon if there's anything left, or we'll be getting a whole bunch more out. So if you're liking these, just keep an eye out. There was that one. This one had a little mark, so I kept this one myself. This was Queen of Cross Stitching. And with that one, there's the magnet to this one. The needle minder. So we tried to make it look like it was X's behind that, which that one goes, whoops. Where is it? That one goes with that. But look at this, on these, like I said, you'll be able to buy these individually, but look how small. Oh my gosh. So look at my hand. Wait a minute if I can do it. So these are only tiny, well, not tiny, but reasonably tiny. And look how perfect my logo he got to do it. It's insane. I just love them. And so they come in sets. And this one, I did this one as a set as well. So it's the same Santa, but then you've got this cute little reindeer, which he is adorable as well. So they're the 3 sets. Now I have a 4th set that I didn't get to keep the needle minder somewhere, but this is one of the projects I had taken away to work with me, and I just wanted to show you the bee one because it was so cute, and it sold really fast at StitchCon. I don't know if there's any left or what will be coming, but we'll be making up some more. But this is the bee one, the stitching bee, and it's got a cute little honeycomb with a bee needle minder that goes with it. I can't find it. I don't know what I did with it. Is it in any of my projects? I don't know where I done with it. Anyway, do I have one over here? Yep, I do. Just give me a second. I'm going to go collect this other one. It's on my little needle minder board. So this is the needle minder that you'll get with this one. So how cute is that? So keep a lookout, guys. You'll be able to buy these individually, or you'll be able to buy them as a good price as a set. And I just love them. They're so strong, so sturdy, really well made. I'm very happy with it. I'm very grateful for a good friend of mine that helped me put these together, and we'll be having different ones in my little Etsy shop over the next couple of months. But whatever comes back from StitchCon, I will put them straight away in my shop. So keep a little lookout on my Instagram, and I will be posting it there when they're back in stock in my shop. Now, also, I had done these. These came in sets. So I just did 2 in a set of each. So I designed these. These were just the little round ones. So this one says, I love cross stitching. And it's got the little thing on the back. And then this one was love with thy needle and thread. I changed it, and it doesn't have the year on the front. It's now on the back like this one. So all of that comes back. But this is one of our first originals that we were trying out. So with thy needle and thread. So this comes in a set of 2. You can buy them in my shop as a set of 2. And also this one comes with this one. Cross stitching is my happy place. So this will be in my Etsy shop as well as a set of 2. So this one comes in both packs, and then you get these ones individually. So I don't know how many I sold or at the second part of the weekend as well. So whatever's left over will go in my shop, and then if we run out, we'll be getting more in. So I hope you enjoy them. I'm really excited to have some different new products in my Etsy shop, along with my bags and my needle minders and my little pins. I had made some of my little silver pins. I'd made a StitchCon one. They flew out the door like crazy, and I also, that was my little gift to each of my table mates as well. So they did really well. So next time I think maybe I might have to make some more of them up. Anyway, so that was the stuff that I, let me sit down, this is getting a bit hard. That's the stuff that will be in my shop coming soon, if you keep an eye out, with some new design bags. That's what I want to take this couple of weeks, just to kind of get my brain around what I want to do. Anyway, so this is what I purchased in the annex and at Keepsakes. The very first day, even before the annex was open at the convention centre, I found this little My Country by Lydia designs. It says, my country, 'tis of thee, sweet land of liberty. Of thee I sing. I really liked that. So I purchased that one in my little stack from Keepsakes. And also at Keepsakes, like I said, I was finishing up my early Americans. Now, I had 5, 6 and 7. I had 5, 6 and 7, and I didn't have the others. They didn't have number 2, so I'm going to have to kind of find number 2 from somewhere. But I did pick up the others, the early Americans, from Keepsakes to finish them. So what I plan on doing, I know I talked to you before about my quilting, that I'm going to do a block of the month for each state. Well, I'm going to stitch this at the same time as I do those blocks, and I thought that would be a nice little thing to show you. So I just picked up number 1, which was the Best Betsy Ross. Now you guys have probably all seen them. I'm going to do it on one piece. I couldn't find number 2. They didn't have number 2, but I will get that somewhere else, probably 1, 2, 3 stitch. I don't know if you've heard that 1, 2, 3 stitch is moving out of Utah and going to Texas. I don't know if that's true. We'll have to find out. It's going to be sad because it's only like 45 minutes up the road from me. If I put an order in, I can pick it up. But anyway, no problem. Anyway, number 3 was Martha Washington. Number 4 was Nathan Hale, but I saw someone change this to George Washington, and I think I might do that. I think it was George Washington. Yep. And then the other one was, I had 5, 6, and 7, and this is number 8, Patrick Henry. And number 9, which is Molly Pritchard. Molly Pritchard. So they're the ones that I bought from Keepsakes. And I also bought some fabric from Keepsakes. Where did I buy this one and this one? Gotta think where I bought it. All right, they're all from Keepsakes, but I bought different ones at Keepsakes or in the annex. So I picked up this 30, now I have had, what's it called, from Plum Street Samplers, I think it is, Friends of the Heart, I think it's Plum Street, I don't think it's Blackbirds, I can't remember, but it's Friends of the Heart. It's got the little deer and the forest and stuff. I have had that pattern for 3 years, and I keep on buying the fabric and put it in there so I can, when I want to start it, I can start it. And I don't know how many times I've taken the fabric out and used it on another project. So this time I've restocked the Friends of the Heart fabric, and it was by XJU Designs, beige grey. Was that bingo grey? Beige grey, I think. 32 count from XJU Designs, and I got a quarter of a fat quarter, I should say. So that would look pretty, because it's going to have oranges and greens and that everything on it, and I think that will come really nice. So that's to restock my Friends of the Heart for the 10th time, I think. Every time I think I've got to get the fabric to replace that. So these other ones I bought in the annex. Oh no, I didn't. I bought 2 patterns. We went back to Keepsakes and I bought 2 more patterns, but I'm going to show you that after. I'll show you what I bought at the annex. I bought this one from Teresa Goget, Lincoln's Eagle. And I bought this piece of fabric for it to go on, which was hand-dyed espresso by Firebar on a Whim, 32 count Lugana even weave. So I'm going to do that eagle on that one. I didn't want it, this one's really pretty, but it was a little bit more yellowy, and I wanted a little bit more primmy rustic. So I got that one in the annex. I bought 2 more patterns from the annex. I bought this one from Hello from Liz Matthews, the 4th Day of Christmas one, which is Joy to the World. Yeah, Joy to the World. I just love that. That was so beautiful with the birds. I'm probably going to do it this way with the sampler, and I just have to get a piece of fabric. I love the bluebird colour, but I might change up these colours, and I might do them into cardinals. I might do it red because it's Christmassy. So we'll see. But I really love that one from Hello from Liz Matthews. And the last one I bought, that it looks stunning because they had the model stitch right there. It was so stunning. I got it from Sue Hillis Designs. It was a wintry mix, and it was just all different shaped Christmas trees. Now they had this part at the bottom here framed. It looks so pretty, but I might do them all individually, either in little cushions or something. I don't know yet. Or I might do 1, 2, and 3, or I might want and have a little line. I have no idea, but I just thought they were really cute. I love that Christmas one. I don't know if I find something like that. They even look cute like that. I might put them. I've got a little shelf that look cute in the Christmas season. So I bought them from Sue Hillis. Now I did buy another piece of fabric, and this was just one of my new designs that's going to be coming out for myself. Was a 28 count Minted Sedona. Minted? Muted? I think it's muted. M-U-T-E-D. Muted Sedona. I couldn't read it. It looked like minted. Lagana, a 28 count, and I bought a fat quarter of this colour. Now, this would look perfect with some Halloween, but I have a new little design that I want to come out with. And the colour behind it is kind of like this. And so that's what I had in mind for this one. And the last two things I bought both of these at Keepsakes, only because of these reasons. Now, if you want to see some beautiful things stitched, you need to go follow Lydia's stitching. Lydia's? Let me find my passport. I've got to get this right. Sorry, Lydia. Your stuff is just amazing, and you inspired me so much that I had to go buy it myself. Let me find out what it is. Lydia's Leisurely Stitching. That's what it's called. Lydia's leisure. Oh my gosh. There's too many L's. Lydia's Leisurely Stitching on Flosstube. Gorgeous, gorgeous girl. She stitched amazing stuff. She had this Haid that she's been working on for 5 years. It's just amazing, of a kind of like an old world lady reading a book. Just beautiful. She's been working on it 5 years. But she was working on this pattern, and she was doing it on 25 count, 1/1, and she inspired me to do the same thing, and I just love it. So I bought two of these patterns, because Diana and myself are going to start the winter scene of this one together. But I bought enough fabric to do both of them. So this is the fabric that I got. It was 25 count Lugana pewter. Okay, now this is what Lydia was stitching it on, and she was doing 1/1, and it was so beautiful. This is what she was stitching, and so I'm going to give this one a try. Lydia, you inspired me. So this is cottage garden samplings with all their little birds. And this one, I mean, if it had a sunflower, I probably would have bought the sunflower, but they didn't have a sunflower. But this daisy was gorgeous, and Lydia was stitching this on this 1/1 on this like a grey. I don't necessarily think it was this colour, I'm not sure. But I know it was 25 count Lugana that she was doing it on. It looked amazing, guys. It was so pretty. And so the other one, I bought a big enough piece to do the winter one with Diana on at the same time. So these are the only two that I'm going to do from this series, is Wisdom and Simplicity. I love being very simplistic in my way of life, and I just love those pine cones. Have a look at those pine cones and those birds. So this is the two that I'm going to do on this pewter fabric, and Lydia from Lydia's Leisurely Stitching inspired me. Go check it out. I'm not sure if she'll post it on her next Flosstube, but it was beautiful. So I picked up this last piece of fabric that I have left over here was the piece that I bought that I thought it was 32 count, but it was 40, and I have a long one. If it's big enough, I might try and do one of those AB stitches on it. The ABC autumn or spring one that I've got from Little House Needleworks. If I can master the one that I've been stitching for my StitchCon start. I'll show you the last two things that I've been working on that I've been doing a little bit. I haven't been doing a lot. I took them away with me. I did a little bit of the house on this one. The house's roof, but not much. I just did the other one. So this is what, excuse me, I bought on Etsy for a little price. And I really loved the eagle. It's Cricut Collection Eagle Sampler number 88. Now, I'm not going to put the hearts here. I've got some stars to go up the top here and stars in the bottom, and I'm only going to do it probably to here. Unless I put Armstrong and then the date that I finish it. I'm not sure yet, but whatever I do, I just liked that house very much, the flag and the eagle. The eagle turned out beautiful. So that's what I have been working on. I've got 3 projects going at the moment. Normally, I don't have a whole bunch going all at once, but I have got this one going. So it's on a green. I did it on this really nice green fabric. I think it was just a Swigart, And if I can just take, I don't want to take the whole lot off because it's in a perfect position, but I can unwind it from here. I don't know if you can see that eagle very well, but I just love this one. So that's what I have been working on at home before I left for StitchCon, and worked a little bit on it on the house roof when I was away. And I really like it. If you're interested, like I said, it's Cricut Collection number 88 Eagle Sampler, if you like your patriotic. So I've been working on that one. And the other one that I've been working on was one that I had gotten cheap at my secondhand shop. And I found out it's so many people's unicorn chart, and I've just started stitching this, which is Prize Your Liberty by Merrily Beams. So this is the one that, so these are the 3 projects: my flag that I started at StitchCon, and these 2 patriotic that I want to get started, like finished before I start on anything else. And this is how much I've done on this one. This is on the Country Mocha, 32 count Country Mocha. Let me get something to put behind it so you can see it better. And so that's what I have been doing. So hopefully I can get moved along on these and show you some more in my next video. That's the hardest thing that I have, is I only stitch on a few pieces at a time, and it takes me a while because I do a lot for my little Etsy shop and my designing. So it takes me a while to be able to show you progress on some of the things that I'm stitching, and that's why my videos are sometimes, I was hoping to do monthly, but this one was like 2 months or so, and so I'm, you know, I need to probably spread them like every 2 months so you can see some of the things that I've been working on and instead of just my shop stuff. But so, and the Prize My Merrily, that one, Prize My Liberty, I should say. I've been stitching them on, I'll make this little cute little bag, a whole bunch of the sulky threads. I was giving them a try. I'd never used them before, and I really like them. I think though that, I mean, because normally one of these lasts like for 1.5 or 2 of the normal thread, and I really like the cover if it's got like stitching really close, but it's when it's like separated, the coverage is a bit different. So I actually think they would be nicer like 1/1 or on a 36 and higher count. So this is a 32, and it looks really nice, like you can tell. See there, so these little berries or whatever they are on the side. But when it comes to the lettering, it's a little bit more spacey, but I think lettering can be like that anyway. So I think if it was on 36 and 40, you know, just what with one strand, it would probably cover really nicely. I'm going to give that a go on some of the other little pieces that I have, because I really like, some people don't like it because it's more, the thread's more a rounded thread, but I like the way it covers, and I like the kind of like the shininess of them. So that's what I was stitching Prize My Liberty by Merrily Beams on. Well, guys, I don't know how long this has been. Let me just check. Nearly an hour and a half. That is probably one of the longest videos I've ever had. But I can understand because of my StitchCon time away. I had a fantastic time. I just want to thank Barb and the team at Keepsakes and her family and her husband for all that they do, that we can have such a fun time away. I will be hoping to go to some more to meet up with my stitching misfits in our little travels across the country. We had such a fun time, and I'm grateful for the new friends that I have made. I hope everyone's doing okay, and life is treating you well. I hope to see you in the next video. Bye.